Number 15. Cyclist crossing. You can never be too safe near railway tracks. That's what one cyclist discovered during his close call at Duckett's Crossing in the UK, although the warning lights were flashing. The cyclist ignored them and attempted to cross the tracks anyway, something in hindsight he probably regrets, as he must have seen his life flash before his eyes when this happened. This seems to be a case of absent-mindedness. After seeing one train flash past across the tracks, the bicyclist likely assumes the crossing is all clear, but he isn't accounting for a second train passing on the opposite track. This could have been a costly mistake, but luckily he catches himself just in time. The near-miss footage has been released to the public as a railway safety warning, as these occurrences are not rare to the area, with 18 near misses in just 18 months. Number 14. The thief on live news. Talk about brazen. This live on-air theft happened during a local TV news station's piece on, ironically, theft. The robbery attempt happened in Rio de Janeiro, as a reporter interviewed a Brazilian citizen on the street in broad daylight. A thief spotted an opportunity while the woman was distracted. He raced past and attempted to tear the necklace from the woman's neck. While his attempt proved unsuccessful, the incident just goes to show that this area of Rio de Janeiro is indeed notorious for a reason. According to the BBC news broadcast, during which this was recorded, petty theft is a frequent occurrence, and the culprits are usually youngsters. If you plan on traveling anywhere, be ever vigilant and keep valuables out of plain sight. You never know who you will cross paths with. Number 13. Fairhaven Break-In. Published in April of 2016 by the New Bedford Guide, this video shows the results of a break-in caught on film. The homeowner, who was away at the time, called the Fairhaven Police Department to report the incident. By watching live video feed of his home while away, he was able to see the burglary unfold on his phone. In the video, it sounds as though the men break through a glass door off camera.
Hey, baby. It's okay. How you doing?
And soon one man wearing sunglasses, a white hat, and white gloves walks into view and opens the front door for his burglar pal. He also seems to be talking to the homeowner's dog, offering him a treat, although the dog doesn't appear on camera until later in the video. The two then head upstairs to take what they want. Luckily, due to the homeowner's vigilance, the police were able to drop in on Howland Road and catch the intruders before they managed to escape with the man's valuables.
Go get to the house. Anything wrong? I didn't break into anything. You said you needed help. Grab some stuff, that was it.
When they arrived, they had the house surrounded and discovered the two men on the second floor of the home. The pair were charged for their actions. Number 12. Close Call. A man in Sydney stood waiting for his train on the "Don't Stand Here" side of the yellow line. As he stepped closer to the edge of the platform, and then closer and closer, one foot took him a little too far, and he dropped right over the edge. Finding himself stranded on the track, the man scrambled to his feet. Luckily, right at that moment, a good Samaritan ascended the stairs. As he saw the man attempting to pull himself back on the platform, a train fast approaching, he raced over to aid him. He managed to pull him up and out of harm's way just in time. The brave rescue was captured from two perspectives, that of the station's CCTV and that of the oncoming trains. From both vantage points, you can see just how close of a call this near miss was. You can also see how much space there was on the other side of the track. One wonders why, instead of scrambling to get back on the platform, the fallen men didn't just head to the opposite side of the track, which appears to have plenty of room clear of the oncoming train. Number 11. Firework fail. Bet you've never seen a firework up close, because if you had, you probably wouldn't be alive to watch this video. But these people have, and they've lived to tell the tale, or at least to upload a video clip to YouTube. Published in February of 2011 by YouTuber Cryztalize, the description reads, "Huge firework goes off too close to the ground and colors the whole sky. Not only does it color the whole sky, but it sets off a street full of car alarms as the reverberation of the blast shakes not only the sky but the ground below. The firework went off so low that you can see a spark of red fly across the ground. You can also see smoke fill the air as a car backs away. Another reason to be careful when using fireworks." Number 10. Horror Villain. Published in April of 2011, the uploader describes this video as follows: "Robber with horror villain-like determination intimidated clerks during a robbery attempt." A description that is on point and accurate. The video shows a man walking into what appears to be a bank in China. Two women sit at desks behind glass barriers. The man puts on a mask, and as the women see this, they start to scream. Then he proceeds to plow through the barrier with a hammer. As the women presumably press on the alarm buttons behind their desks, one manages to call for help, but that doesn't deter the masked man, who continues to pound on the glass with his hammer. After raising the alarm, the women escape to a back room, secured and out of harm's way. The women are safe when the robber finally breaks through the glass and climbs through the hole he made in the barrier. You can hear the alarm sounding as the man pockets bricks full of bills from a drawer. Surprisingly, he doesn't take from the second till, probably due to the urgency of the matter. Well, he attempts to climb back through the small hole he broke into the glass. Two policemen walk in and order him to stop. The thing is, he can't move anyway, his leg is stuck, and as he tries to return back the way he came, he's left to dangle from the glass until he falls onto his face. This isn't the end, however. The man isn't ready to give himself up to police. Instead, he attempts to flee the scene. While the police are busy trying to break through the barrier glass to arrest him, did the intrepid thief pull off his heist? Further information about this robbery couldn't be found, but the masked man couldn't have gotten too far. Number 9. Pensioner Pickpocket. When a 69-year-old pensioner pulled 1,000 euros from her savings account in East London, she never imagined it would be taken right out from under her. Headed to the car park, the older woman got on an elevator at the Exchange shopping mall, along with a woman and two men, completely oblivious to the fact that the trio were accomplices. The elderly woman got caught up by the men's diversion, while the female accomplice rummaged through the woman's bag behind her. The two men hit the wrong floor button and caught the pensioner up in conversation. The scheme worked, as the elderly woman only noticed her money was missing when she got in her car. By then, the suspects were long gone. Police detectives put out descriptions of the suspects, along with CCTV images, in an attempt to identify them. It's not clear if these horrible people were ever caught by police, but hopefully at least karma caught up with them. Number 8. Anonymous. A high-resolution video is uploaded to YouTube by an anonymous source. It's something you have to see to believe. The video shows the famous UFO sighting in Puerto Rico. After it was originally uploaded to YouTube, it was removed. The paranormal website The Black Vault retained a backup copy, which they say they received in September of 2014, along with a letter from a person who wished to remain anonymous to avoid government reprisals. The letter went on to claim that this is a 100% real video. Apparently, the video's authenticity can be confirmed by phoning up the Aguadilla Airport Control Tower, CBP Caribbean Air, and Marine Branch, where it was tracked by the controllers after being spotted. It was also spotted by the control tower operator and is said to have been glowing red. The object was followed and recorded with infrared video for a time. It appeared first in a horseshoe shape, then in a spherical shape, after which it descended to the ocean surface and then submerged underwater. According to the anonymous person, at the time of 1 hour, 24 minutes, 39 seconds, you can see another object emerge from the ocean, after which they both enter and presumably descend to the mothership. The entire thing caught on video makes you question the existence of life on another planet, life that's come to surreptitiously infiltrate the human species or befriend us without enmity, but that's being optimistic. Number 7. Brazen thieves. It's always surprising when someone has the gall to commit a criminal act when there are television cameras around. That's what happened to an Australian television news crew while they were in London filming a piece on the royal family. Cameraman Jimmy Cannon and reporter Laurel Iving were just starting to film a segment on the Grenfell fire that would be pre-recorded for Channel 7's Sunrise Morning Show when two men in balaclavas appeared in Exmouth Market. The men began harassing the cameraman. What did they want? The 15,000 euro news camera, of course. That's a value of over 17,000 US dollars. Irving wasn't going to let these men off that easy though. Recalling the incident, she said, "We had about 15 minutes of pre-recorded pieces to get done, and we started and I saw these guys in balaclavas and I thought, that's weird, but I was too busy to notice what was really going on." When she saw what was happening, she intervened, attempting to pull the camera back from the man. Cannon persuaded Irving to let the men go, likely thinking a camera wasn't worth their lives. The robbers left on bicycles, the camera with them. As Irving said, "If you are not safe in Exmouth Market, with loads of people around and CCTV everywhere, where are you safe? The truth is, you're not 100% safe anywhere." Number 6. Good Samaritan. A Good Samaritan here to save the day when a man lost his footing and fell from the platform in a metro station. The crowd on the opposite platform sprang into action, attempting to wave down and alert the oncoming train. But no one sprang into action more so than this Good Samaritan, who literally sprang down onto the tracks to move the man out of harm's way. The hero can be seen hopping down and stepping over to the opposite track, appearing rather nonchalant about the whole ordeal, considering the circumstances. Then, as the train barrels down on them, he pulls the man, who appears to be unconscious, to safety and lifts him up to the crowd overhead. The hero then pulls himself off the tracks, although no further information regarding this clip could be found, according to Nadie Durán, who published the video in December of 2010. The incident happened in Madrid, Spain, and the hero was a policeman. Thank this man's lucky stars for this hero, who stopped a very scary situation from happening. Number 5. South Minneapolis break-in. What if your smartphone could catch intruders breaking into your home? Well, now it can. Joe Craddock caught a burglar breaking into a South Minneapolis home via the app Dropcam and published the video to YouTube in March 2015. When Craddock and his girlfriend were out, a burglar broke in, kicking the door down and taking the camera. Craddock came home for his lunch break and noticed the camera that's usually synced to a smartphone was down. When he rolled back the footage from the app, he discovered the break-in. Not only did this person take the camera, he took a Kindle, a Sonic gift card, and a laptop. Craddock said the burglary made him feel less secure in his home, but of course he was glad that he had this security footage, because now they might be able to catch the culprit. Number 4. Baby and stroller. Now there's debate on whether or not this event was staged. If it is staged, however reckless, the stunt is still unbelievable. The video shows a man talking to the camera when behind him a woman's baby carriage flies off the platform and onto the tracks with an oncoming train imminent. The woman falls to her knees in panic near the edge of the platform while this person jumps into action. flying off the platform, lifting the stroller out to the waiting mother, and lifting himself back onto the platform just in time. His legs missing the collision by a hair. This is probably the closest call on this list, but of course the second viewing of the footage begs the question of whether or not the thing was staged. It seems rather convenient that this would happen right behind a man while he was filming, and he would be ready to respond this quick in the manner. And lastly, similar to a previous entry, there appears to be plenty of room on the opposite side of the tracks to avoid the train. Why not just grab the stroller and move into the clearing until the train passes? Likely because it wouldn't look half as impressive. Number 3. Ice tsunami. I'm sure you've heard of a regular tsunami, but what about his frozen cousin? Published in January of 2018, this video shows the unbelievable destruction of an ice tsunami that swept Lake Winnipeg and Lake Superior. Ice tsunamis happen when fierce winds push ice ashore as it's melting. The ice just keeps pushing and breaking to the point it can reach as high as 30 feet. While it looks like a slow-moving endeavor, the mountain of ice can potentially damage trees and lakeside homes, as seen in this video's footage. Homeowners of a similar ice tsunami on Dauphin Lake in Manitoba called the phenomenon worse than a flood and remarked on the power of the ice, saying it penetrates concrete, cement, and steel. Like it's just a toothpick, nature can be a monstrous thing. In some cases, if it wasn't recorded, you wouldn't believe what Mother Nature is capable of. Number 2. The Man at the Door. Published in November 2016 by YouTuber Mario T. Here is some crazy footage from another break-in. The burglar first rings the doorbell a couple times to see if anyone is home. He then peers through the window pane of the front door. He waits, rings the bell again, peers, waits, rings the bell, and peers again. Finally deciding that the home is indeed empty, he starts to kick down the door. He manages to knock the door right off its hinges, and as it turns out, he's not alone. A team of 2 enters the house as an alarm goes off. Undeterred, one of the men stands in the doorway, putting gloves on. You think he could have done that before they kick down the door. The other wanders through the house, presumably gathering up all the valuables. Well, the gloved bandit attempts to disarm the alarm by stepping on it. That's where the security footage ends. Let's hope it served to catch these people red-handed. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. I recently released a small mixtape and I'd love to know what you think of it. Tap the circle icon in the top right corner, then tap my mixtape to give it a listen. It's also linked in the description below. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person, so if you're generous enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way you'll be notified of the new videos we upload every Tuesday and Saturday. Number 1. Lauren Stalker. Have you ever felt like you were being watched? 27-year-old Lauren Giddings had just graduated from Mercer University's law school. Her whole life lay ahead of her, that is, until her next-door neighbor, Stephen McDaniel, a fellow law school classmate, decided to take it from her. We've talked about McDaniel on this channel before. If you frequent the channel, you may recall McDaniel's reaction when giving an interview to journalists after Giddings' disappearance. He had joined classmates and friends in a search party for his missing classmate. Well, he was in what he described as a dreamlike delusional state, but when he was told live on air that they'd found her body, McDaniel's dreamlike delusional state bubble must have popped, as he appeared horrified, desperate, and extremely suspicious. His strange on-air reaction prompted investigators to look into McDaniel, and their questioning later led to a confession. But his confession wasn't the only evidence they'd gathered in the case. The night of Giddings' passing, McDaniel had strapped a camera to a 6-foot stick with duct tape in order to capture footage of Lauren in her second-floor apartment. The videos, which were recorded between 9 p.m. and 12:30 a.m., showed the living room and front door of her home through the blinds. The clips, which do not show Giddings, were likely taken while she slept in her bedroom. His obsession with Giddings took a turning point at around 4:30 a.m. on the night of June 26, 2011, when, wearing a mask and gloves, McDaniel broke into Giddings' apartment while she slept, using a master key. As Giddings fought for her life, McDaniel took her life, to which he pleaded guilty in 2014. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of our other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy!